Hey guys, play the yellow Obby with me, but I can't touch the color yellow. This doesn't count because it was my first stage. This doesn't count because it was very tilting. This doesn't count because it looks like a donut. This doesn't count because it was stairs. This doesn't count because it was a slide. This doesn't count because I don't like squares. This doesn't count because there was this lava thing that could kill me. This doesn't count because I had a balance on it. This doesn't count because I had to move my screen a lot. This doesn't count because it was a tunnel. This doesn't count because there was orange in it. This doesn't count because I don't like triangles. This doesn't count because it was very uneven and I kept on getting stuck. This doesn't count because it looks like a staircase. This doesn't count because I had to figure out which one to walk on. This doesn't count because it has a lot of gaps. This doesn't count because it was very thin to walk on. This doesn't count because it was very tilting and it was very annoying. This doesn't count because there were cylinders. This doesn't count because I don't know what shape it is and it is very weird. This doesn't count because it looks like addition signs. This doesn't count because it has a lot of colors. This doesn't count because I hate maths and my brain wasn't working at all. This doesn't count because there were a lot of walls that I could have bumped into. This doesn't count because I didn't know that I couldn't touch them. This doesn't count because it has to go up and then down. This doesn't count because I don't like bows. This doesn't count because these are multiplication and addition signs. This doesn't count because the stairs disappear. This doesn't count because it looks like a staircase and I had to jump a lot. This doesn't count because it is a very weird shape. This doesn't count because it has a lot of lines. This doesn't count because it is an irregular triangle. This doesn't count because it was very patterny, so it has a lot of patterns. This doesn't count because these lava things could have killed me. This doesn't count because the ground was transparent. This doesn't count because these were circles. This doesn't count because it's gradually smaller. This doesn't count because these were semicircles. This doesn't count because it looks like flowers. This doesn't count because it had only 3 colors. This doesn't count because I kept on dying on these little things. This doesn't count because it looks like pineapple patterns, but I don't like pineapple. This doesn't count because it was very confusing.
Because nobody admits anything they've done! Living off a coffee from a pot none of you want to touch! You're the fucking done!
This doesn't count because there were a lot of balls. This doesn't count because there were cylinders and circles. This doesn't count because I could have climbed the side of the wall. This doesn't count because this looks like an addition sign again. This doesn't count because the video is about to end. Bye bye.